856-6764.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. There's some unwanted guests still in the Colin Russo household. We got Mike Rizzo. We got Damian Perez, hockey subbing behind the glass. We're at the City Place Studios once in a while, and we are today in downtown West Palm, having a grand old time here till 6 p.m. Streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida and at ESPN West Palm on Twitter and Facebook. Damian Perez, welcome in. So, Damian, if you heard a little bit last time, we talked about how I had 7 gentlemen who I went to college with visit me over the weekend. This is this past weekend. And they visited with Florida. I'm the type of person, as I said yesterday, where I like having, if you're going to visit, I don't like hosting people 3 different times in a 4-month period. Do it one weekend, all at once. Everybody stays with me. All right, fine. So the New York travel ban is a major problem. 2 of these guys out of the 7 were from New York. Some Chicago. They left. Some
Wisconsin, right?
Some none live in Wisconsin, but one lives in Phoenix. He left. Like they all bounced around to their specific spots.
Well, they left at an apropos time on
Sunday.
Sunday.
They left on Monday.
Okay,
which is
when they were supposed to leave.
I would have lived with Monday was the right move. So they left on Monday. And I got because New York got pounded with snow. They got 30 inches of snow on Sunday and Monday. So there's a travel ban on LaGuardia, Newark, and JFK Airport.
No
in New York
flights
City.
in or out, right?
Nothing. You can't even get on the highway. So, all right. That happened on Monday, and it lasted till Tuesday. They were obviously supposed to fly out on Sunday, actually, and that got canceled, and they got pushed and rebooked till Thursday. In the moment, I didn't really register it, but now, Wednesday, coming back, last night around 8:30 and walking in, and I live alone, so I'm used to roommates, but this is not roommates. These are guests. We're on day 5, 6, where they're in my apartment.
Dude.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, you should have pulled an Ari Gold last night. And for those of you who don't know who Ari Gold is, he's a character in the TV show called Entourage, and he's a sports agent, and he famously fired one of his sports agents in a very, very funny way, saying, get the you-know-what out. You're at that point.
Should I kick these guys to the curb, Damian?
You're at that point. Hang on.
Is there ever a point where there are guests in visiting, whether not their fault or their fault, that they're hanging around a little longer than you had anticipated? Do you ever kick them out?
Unless you're my flesh and blood, get the out. Get out. Like my brother.
Yeah, go where?
My brother, perfect. JoJo, Joe could say my sister, my little sister. She could say a dad, mom, But if it's a buddy, dude, get out.
But in their defense, I mean, it's totally out of their control.
What do you mean out of their control? Go get a hotel room, all right? Go get a hotel room.
The travel schedule's out of their control.
Well, what I'm saying is you get a hotel room. You go to the No Names Please hotel rooms that are in downtown West Palm Beach that are affordable. And you
affordable where?
I can give you a couple. I can give you a couple. And you go, listen, and hang on. These kids that are staying with you, they're bankers. They got money. You're telling me they have stipends for food?
And to Mike's point,
come on, dude, get out.
They should be getting some credit from the airlines, too. Maybe they can work around a hotel stay or something.
Colin, out. And listen,
I'm
sure they're great boys. I'm sure they're great boys.
They're hanging around.
I mean, they're his buddies, though.
They're great boys. I get it. They're great boys. All right. Listen to what's if my buddy would have been day 5, bro, get out.
Well, he doesn't have to entertain
at
at this point. I feel like when they're your guests and they're there for the first weekend, you kind of have to,
Yeah, there's an entertainment aspect.
And then you have your father coming in this weekend.
Well, tonight, my parents coming in this weekend because we have a wedding on Friday, and he wanted to watch the St. John's UConn game, which is tonight on Peacock at 7 o'clock.
Of course he did.
They landed
He's
around
a proper sports fan.
I want to say 6:30, 7 o'clock, and at PBI. So, I don't live far from there at all. And they asked me, like, all right, hey, Colin, we're not going to worry about dinner. how about you like pick up a couple sandwiches, pick us up from the airport, we'll watch UConn St. John's at your apartment. Sounds like a grand old time. Like, guys, I'm in. Here's a little caveat. I still got 2 guys living with me. And they canceled the plans. they said absolutely
Abort.
not. Absolutely not. And I understand. I understand that. Had air mattresses. You mean,
Dude, is my air mattress still getting a workout?
yours is done being used.
You deflated that one.
Yours is done being used.
Okay.
So but the thing is, I have the air mattress, and weirdly enough, I have a weird little side room in my apartment that is not a bedroom. It's not big enough for a bedroom. It doesn't have a closet or anything.
Dude,
It's
I've
just
been
a
in
room.
your apartment.
It's just a room for no reason. There's an indoor window that goes from one room to the living room.
Dude,
It's a very, very strange
Damien,
build.
can I be honest with you? This is a long and listen, Colin's apartment isn't small, but it's not big either. Dude, 3 people in that place is way too much.
No, it's not.
For 5 days.
That's not true.
It is very true. 2 people,
I mean, it's probably the size of a dorm.
Like Colin, 2
No,
people.
it's bigger than that.
Like 2 people, yeah. Dude, 3 20-year-old men, it's too big. Dude, we're gonna need
What
to
about
fumigate
that side room?
place.
They have a side room
I don't care.
with the window.
And they're stinking it up.
With the window. There's no ventilation. There's no ventilation. It's essentially
Are we
it's
at
a
the
closet.
point?
It's a closet.
Are we at and listen? I'm sure. Like I said, I'm sure they're great boys. The only reason I'm getting on them a little bit,
I can't believe you're on the board of kick them out.
kick them out. It's been way too long. I would have kicked them out if I would have kicked. So when was the travel ban? When did they say
The travel ban was lifted on Tuesday at 12.
I would have kicked them out at Tuesday at 12. They would have been out, and I would have been kicking and screaming Monday and Tuesday. You know what I mean? I would have been at
That's crazy. No, you can't do that.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Thursday night.
So 4 days. There's 4 nights. They've slept 4 nights already. And then, all right, it's unfortunate news. And I would have been like cracking jokes like, oh, guys still here, huh? I would have been kind of hinting. Tuesday comes around. All right, guys, you got to go.
888-760-3776. Am I within my right to kick these gentlemen out of my apartment?
But at the same time, I am 31 years old. Colin is still, in his mid-20s, not even to his mid-20s yet. So, like, I understand. They're fresh out of college. Like, they're used to this kind of stuff. Maybe we're at different points in our life. But, dude, Tuesday, I would have got home.
You cannot
Here's the
wait
issue.
until the travel ban lifts. You realize that they don't just have 100 flights at 12:30 out of PBI that go right to New York.
I'd give them a couple of recommendations on hotel rooms. I say best of luck.
But these are your friends.
But at the same time, like, I'm 30, and I'm going to look at them and go, brother, be an adult. Go get a hotel room.
Well, they've already stayed at my apartment. So these are 2 guys that I went to college with that are on day 4, and then it turns into day 7 of staying at my apartment because of the travel ban in New York.
They could afford a hotel room. That's all I'm saying.
I don't disagree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
That's not being a good host, a good friend. I would be annoyed if I was
You've
in that
already
position.
been a good friend.
No, but I would have been annoyed. You're telling me if you were staying with somebody and you were put in a tough spot because of travel schedules and you were stuck in, I don't know, you were visiting a buddy in Philadelphia.
See, here's where we're different. I would have gotten a hotel on Monday.
No.
I would have left on Monday.
What if they
I would have gotten a
removed you
hotel
from
on
the
Monday.
premises? They removed you. And listen, you don't want to spend $600 on 3 nights of a hotel or whatever it might be. And you're in a tough spot.
I would have got, first off, granted I'm 31, I could go and get a hotel room. If I'm 23, call my father, call my Uncle Patrick. Hey, I've been at my buddy's place for 4 days. I need some help. That is realistically what I would do when I was 23 years old.
I don't know. I would just
my
get
Uncle
comfortable.
Patrick has more hotel points than the Pharaoh. Okay, he would have been able to, we would have been able to work something out for 3 nights. Colin, they've been at your apartment for 4 days.
No,
I'm with
more
your
than that.
father.
About
Listen,
5
your
or
father
5.5
said something.
days.
Your father said something that we're not saying
Called
on
them
air.
freeloaders.
Yeah, I'm with them on that. My God. My God, dude, I would have been out of there on Monday. And I would, listen, the moment I told my father, like, let's just say, put myself in a 23-year-old again, I would have called my dad, Dad, I can't get home. All right, let me get you a hotel. That's what the conversations would have been. Let's get you a hotel room. Let's get you out of your buddy's place. You've been there too long. Let him go to work on Monday. Like,
Well,
that's the kind of people. But here's the thing. That's the kind of people I am. Like, let your friend get back to his life. You got to figure this out. Let's get you out of there, and let's do it. I don't know. They're different.
888-760-3776. Should I kick these 2 friends of mine who I went to college with, who stayed with me over the weekend on an invited trip alongside 5 others? 5 of them left. 2 of them had to go back to New York because of the travel bans on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It was impossible for them to get out. Their flight got canceled. They get rebooked for Thursday, and then you're playing the standby game with the airlines, which we all know is a nightmare. But Mike wants me to essentially, the second the travel ban lifts, to grab their bags and throw it into the road.
You were good to do that
say,
on Tuesday. You were good to do that on Tuesday.
Adios, amigos. Adios. And just throw them into the road.
Like, can't they take a hint?
888-760-3776. We'll start in Royal Palm. Mike in Royal Palm joins the program. Now, Mike, what are your thoughts in this situation? How do I handle it?
Okay, I've been in a similar situation with my family with JetBlue. The flight got rained, and they put them in a hotel. JetBlue paid for the hotel. They were able to fly the next day.
JetBlue paid for the hotel. All right. Well,
Yes.
So am I being taken advantage of, the fact that they haven't reached out to these airlines and got a comped hotel room, or am I a good person for letting them hang around?
Yeah. It's a matter of both. You're definitely a good person. You're a great person. But you should tell them call JetBlue and get that hotel
Mike's
going.
got a point.
Wow.
Mike, you would have thrown him out. Mike, Tuesday, you would have thrown him out, right?
Absolutely. You gotta
Why
go,
is
man.
everybody
You
under the
gotta
impression
go.
of
You gotta go.
Why are you throwing people out in the street? Appreciate the call, Mike.
Because it's not, Colin, they're not helpless. This isn't your 15-year-old niece. All right, this isn't your goddaughter. These are grown men with
But Mike,
jobs.
You're doing them a solid. You're
I
doing
gotta
them a solid. They're in a tough spot.
doing them
Save
a
them a
solid.
couple $100.
Aren't you tired on sleeping on a futon for the
I'm not
fourth night?
sleeping on a
That's what
futon.
I'm saying
I
to
have my
them.
bed.
That's what I'm saying to them. My father would be like, you're slumming it in your buddy's
I am the
apartment.
opposite.
Still, you
of
out
this.
of your mind?
I would stay as long as I had to if I needed to get out, and I would feel offended if I got thrown out.
Oh my God.
I would feel offended if I got thrown out.
You hate spending money more than any.
Is there another word that you're looking for?
You're cheap, mate. You're cheap. You wouldn't want to go get a hotel room. Me, I need to get. Dude,
You would have gotten a hotel room from the beginning.
I would.
You would have gotten
Exactly.
You would have gotten the one with the jacuzzi and the suite and the living room, and it's a waste of time and it's a waste of resources.
Damien, you know how I roll. You know how I roll.
You're capitalism's biggest
know
fan.
how I roll.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Love capitalism.
I'm not throwing
Love
these
my
guys
country. Love capitalism.
out. I can't throw these guys out in the street because it's the wrong thing to
And
do.
I don't care. I don't even care about shouting them out. I love the place. I'd be staying at the Bend. I'd be living large at the Bend on that rooftop pool.
What a waste of time.
Eating some food.
Damien, what do I do here? What's your perspective on this? How would you handle this?
I'm with you. I mean, I'm not going to kick them out. If they're actually my friends, we go way back.
Wow, Mike, bad person here.
Not a bad person. I'm 31 years old. Get the hell out of my apartment. We're grown men. We all have full-time jobs. You can afford a hotel room. You stayed here. I let you stay here for 4 days already. Monday, when I go to work, you got to be out of here.
But
I'm out of the apartment. When I come back,
And they can work remotely, so they've been working remotely from my apartment.
when I come back from work and the gym and go in the shower and get out of the shower and see two stunads sitting on the couch when I'm trying to play the game and watch some sports, it's an issue.
How does
Right?
that get in the way
It's
of
an issue.
what you have to do, though?
Well, that's the thing.
That's
Mike
an
likes
issue.
to play video
I
games.
game. I'm up till 2 in the morning. All right. You be ready to be up. You're going to be up. This isn't the weekend where, we're out until, the devil's hour and we're all going to bed at 3 in the morning. This is a Monday. I have a job.
We're going to bed at 2 in the morning instead.
But at the same time, like, you're not going to get any sleep, and I'm going to be screaming on the mic and playing the game.
888-760-3776. Am I doing the wrong thing by not kicking these gentlemen out? Mike wants to kick out. If you stay 1 second past you're like an Airbnb owner. The second it's done, out, evicted. You will evict your guests.
My issue is Damien, let's put it this way. When I moved to Peoria, it was the first time I ever lived on my own. I was about 26 years old. And I remember telling my father, Tony, I'm like, I don't know if I could live alone, Dad. I've lived with roommates at college. I had roommates in downtown Cleveland. Before that, I was living with Mom. Damien, a weekend living alone, I called my father. I said, this is the greatest thing in the world. I need that. Unless you're my significant other and we're dating and it's a serious relationship, dude, I cannot have a roommate. My next roommate, I always say my next roommate is hopefully a future fiance or a wife. Right? That's where I'm at in my point.
But these guys are in a tough spot.
If I were 23,
They can't control this. They can't control this situation.
If I were Colin, 23, South Florida, great apartment, I probably wouldn't let them stay. But I am the type of friend that's like, dude, you're still here. My God, bro.
And these are your college
I'd be
friends,
cracking
right?
College
jokes.
friends.
So you've roomed with them before.
I've not these two specifically, but yes, along the lines.
And granted, like I get it, man. Even though they have jobs, they probably just started their jobs. I don't know if they got $1,200 to throw in a hotel room for.
They could both afford it.
All right, then what are we doing? Then what are we doing here?
Because you're doing them a solid. It
Aren't
doesn't.
they-
It doesn't impede my
aren't
day
they
that
sick?
much.
Good karma too.
It
Fine,
doesn't.
fine.
Good point. It doesn't impede
Fine.
my day too much if I let these two guys who got burned by a travel ban stay throughout the week. Now Thursday's a little aggressive. Thursday, I got a wedding on Friday. I got to pick up my tuxedo after work today. Like it's kind of a nightmare. But the fact is all I do is I go home. I'm gonna make some dinner. I'm gonna get my stuff organized, and then I throw in a couple games and I'll watch a game. And that's what I do.
Now
They can join on that.
I'd say this all the time. Listen, love my family. I'm very spoiled with the family that I have. The moment my aunties, my mother, my grandmother, my dad, my uncles, the moment they know I'm out of the state, the moment that airport shuts down, I'd have 3 people calling me like, what do you need? You got to get out of your buddy's apartment. You got to get that's the kind of people my family are. It's like, dude, let your buddy get back to work. Let him get back to his life. We can figure something out.
I'm not incapable of working.
What the hell are these kids
apartment.
telling? They're 23 years old. Are they telling their mom and dad, yeah, it's still at Collins? I mean, dude, get out of there.
Yeah.
I'm with the dog on that.
No.
You damn freeloaders, get the hell out.
Yeah, he said get him out of the
Get
state.
out.
His
Where are the
solution,
parents?
he's so lost. My parents' solution was send them to Baltimore and then have them train to New York City, which is like a 6-hour train. You want them to train to New York City from Baltimore? What a terrible idea that is. No.
Like 23-year-old Mike Rizzo, I'd have 50 people calling my phone like, let's get you out of Collins' apartment and we'll get you. I'd be eating wild salmon at the Bend in 75
I was very
degrees sun.
surprised that they didn't.
Come on,
maybe
man.
he didn't exhaust every option. I got to imagine, is it that hard to get onto a flight from Fort Lauderdale to New York? They got 100 of them a day. They got 15 to 20 flights a day at maybe I'm even underselling it, from PBI. And they can't get on one.
Are you
one
guys?
of them?
Did you guys watch SpongeBob growing up?
Yeah.
Listen here, you Cretaceous cheapskate. Squidward's been living on my couch, living off my. That would be me.
It's an unwanted guest.
I'd be shaking these kids down. I'd drive them to Lauderdale and go into the airport and make sure they'd get on a flight. At this point, I'd be losing it. 5 days.
You're dead wrong here.
Your apartment's
You're
not
dead wrong here.
brother. Your apartment's not small and it's not big. 3 people in there. Dude, you had 7 first off for 4 nights, which is out of this world. And then now, dude, it's too much. You need to put your foot down. You need to put your foot
Put my foot down and throw them out?
If they come back tonight and don't get on one of those godforsaken flights.
Here's the funny part, is I told them, I'm like, guys, what's the plan? They're like, we're on standby for a bunch of flights. Which is weird.
Standby's a waste of time. They're not getting on. They need a plane ticket.
Hold on. I wouldn't say that specifically, but with standby, they're on a standby where they'll get called if they get off the standby list. It's not one of those where you have to be at the airport, allegedly. However, that's what I've been told. But so they said there's a chance they get out today, and I want to say it was around 6 o'clock flight, 6:30 flight. And I told them, like, all right, if you leave, here's a spare key. Here's where you're going to put it, and here's how we're going to do it, and I'll come back when I come back. And it's going to be a little bit of a surprise to come back at, I got to go pick up a tuxedo right before the UConn game at 6:45, and I walk in and if I see the 2 gentlemen there still in my apartment for the 6th day now, I'll be a little annoyed. I agree with you. I'll be a little annoyed.
You want to know what listen here, you Cretaceous cheapskate. That's where we're at.
Is there any chance they're listening to the show?
They listened yesterday and the day before. There's a chance.
They know they're wrong. That's the issue. Like, if you're sitting here telling, like, Colin, if
wrong
your buddy's
is not the right word. You're
20,
defining it as wrong.
You're 23. Here's the thing.
These guys are 25 and 24.
I'd understand if they did, like, bro, if they didn't have the money for a hotel room, like, all right, then, then that's fine. But I know my buddies who would come down here and visit, they could afford a $400 hotel room for 2-3 nights. And not to mention, they could probably get hooked up by the airline that they're on as well.
That is true. Now, they could have gotten hooked up by the airline because of the cancellations onto a hotel.
And
I do agree with.
I would be very tired of sleeping on an air mattress for the 4. I'd need a bed. I would need a bed to sleep.
Well, here's the thing. We had a scarcity of resources when there were 7 guys in the apartment.
I would
Since
say.
then, they have sort of like...
It's a luxury now.
Now it's a luxury. You get more pillows. There's more blankets. I only had 4 blankets, so we had to, divide and conquer. And then
Did you buy him Mountain?
They endured the struggle.
Hang on. Did you buy him Mountain Dew and get him pizzas as well? I mean, dude, what are we in middle school?
Mike, I had to get them
Come
an air
on,
mattress. I had to get them an air mattress. I said, here's the blankets, and they go from there. I didn't buy anything. I had it.
Do I need to pick up a pie for these kids tonight?
Well, here's another thing. We talked about it yesterday, how my normal meal, which is a mixture of ground beef, ground turkey, something like that, broccoli, rice, it's
a mule feed. Mule feed. Colin's carrying carts across the mountain tomorrow.
It's not.
He's eating grain.
But they feed the
straight fuel.
You're eating grain.
Yeah, at the zoo.
Yeah.
Point being, I cooked it for them on, I want to say Monday night. Right? And we did that, and I didn't get the impression that they enjoyed it. Tuesday night, I come back. I got groceries on Tuesday morning. And Tuesday night, I come back. I'm like, guys, I didn't get back till about 8:45. And I said, all right, I'm going to make some dinner. You guys hungry? I imagine you guys are hungry. I gave them the option. I'm like, there's a Publix down the street. If you want to walk there in 45-degree weather, you're more than welcome to. But I didn't see any Publix wrappers, so I was under the impression that they were a little hungry. I'm like, guys, you hungry? I'll make something right now. And one of them goes, I ate around 4 o'clock. I just got a little fruit from Publix. I'm good with that. All right. Well, I mean, geez, for a guy. And by the way, that guy's training for an Ironman, which is in September. You're hungrier than that. Believe me, I know. And the other guy didn't even eat.
He went hungry. He missed supper.
I'm working late tonight. I'm not that hungry. All right.
He missed supper.
To my knowledge, yeah. Unless he ate at 6 o'clock.
So are these kids just working? And they're on.
These are investment bankers.
So they're sitting in your apartment.
Yeah, they're working. They're working well.
But hang on. Dude, these are absolute scenes out of the Russo household this weekend. So they're sitting in your apartment, crunching numbers on the couch in their underwear.
They have clothes on. But yeah.
I pictured them in like a long sleeve shirt on, whitey tighties on the laptop working from Colin's apartment.
So one of them, I only have one. You've seen it. I
don't know your
table.
apartment.
I don't have a table.
Is it still destroyed? Did you clean it up?
It's cleaned up.
Okay.
I have a TV table. You know what a TV table is? You put it in front of the chair.
Yes.
And it suits one. That's where I eat dinner. I got really annoyed because
you couldn't
they
use
commandeered one.
Yeah, you couldn't use
because it had to be turned into a pseudo desk. I'm like, guys, all right. I kind of want my TV table. I'm eating it off my knees. I don't know. I had this big dinner. I planned it all. It was great.
Tell me, remind me what your father called these friends of yours.
Freeloaders.
Yeah. That's where we're at. I'm with the dog. It's Wednesday. Get out. Out.
Took my TV table. I did not appreciate that. And I lost. And some of them, one of them either stole it or they buried it somewhere in the apartment. One of the TV remotes is missing as well. Damien, not happy about that.
Damien, I would have shook Colin's hand on Monday. Brother, let me know if you want to get breakfast or dinner or something. Obviously, I'm here. I'm going to be getting a hotel room. And, that would have been it. That would have been it.
You would have gotten a hotel room to begin with.
Well, I wouldn't have. Correct. I would have.
Because you're capitalism's biggest fan.
Yeah, for sure.
They can
for sure.
If you are a street salesman listening, go find Mike Rizzo anywhere and sell him whatever you want because he will buy it.
Did you see the picture of my new gaming PC? Dude, it's out of this world.
888-760-3776. Should I kick these gentlemen out of my apartment? 888-760-3776. Two friends who are stuck because of the New York City storm from Sunday to Thursday. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damien Perez. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar and Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 27 national championships, including their third championship in women's soccer. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship athletic programs at Kaiser University.
West Palm Beach, get ready. Car buying just got a whole lot better at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We're open at 7 a.m. Shop early, beat the crowds, and stay on your schedule.
Prefer a female sales professional? Just ask.
Our experienced women make sure you feel comfortable and confident every step of the way.
Every new Kia comes with full invoice pricing, the real numbers right up front.
No games, no surprises.
No time to come in?
We bring the test drive to you.
Greenway Kia West Palm Beach. Open early, priced right, built around you.
Every great performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
The James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational returns March 6th through the 8th at the iconic Old Course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton. Watch NFL greats like Calvin Johnson, Lawrence Taylor, and returning champion Tim Brown compete with PGA Champions Tour stars including Ernie Els, Darren Clark, and two-time major champion Zach Johnson, who's making his PGA Champions Tour debut. Tickets start at just $36. Get yours now at jameshardyinvitational.com. This is more than a tournament, it's the home of legends.
The best athletes in the world will compete for the gold, but here in South Florida, you can get the gold. Plan, that is, from EDS Air Conditioning. EDS is yes. EDS Air Conditioning is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. With the EDS Gold Plan, you get numerous benefits, including 2 yearly tune-ups to keep your AC unit world class. Make your family and your nation proud with the Gold Plan from EDS Air Conditioning. EDS is yes. EDSAirconditioning.com.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 on this special edition in the midweek, 25th of February. Wow, holy cow. Creeping up onto March. It is Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. We get Damian Perez hockey subbing behind the glass in place of Christian Cat. We're going to be at the Cognizant Classic this weekend. Looking forward to that. A little golf action throughout the rest of the week. But if you're somebody who, driving down 95, getting a little bit of a fender bender, getting have a little damage to your car, don't know who to call, don't know where to go, you got to go to Anajar and Levine with Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine, because they are the type that like to fight for you. They don't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. They're the best around. They are the best in the business. When you're looking for your attorney, don't settle. Go get the best. Go demand the best. Go get Anajar and Levine. Take that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call the free consultation today. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine. Mikey T in Peoria chiming in on the phone lines. 888-760-3776. Colin Russo has 2 unwanted guests that have been staying with him through the weekend because they were invited, and then all of a sudden the New York City snowstorm, it pushes that Sunday flight back to Thursday, and now we're buried with about 2 guys still staying in my apartment. But we'll go to 888-760-3776, Mr. Mikey T in Peoria. Welcome in. What's up, Mikey T?
Mikey.
Colin, great to be back with you. I know everybody's different, but I don't think you can kick those guys out. What I do in a situation, anything like this is I take a minute and I thank God for the opportunity to exercise my patience muscles.
So that's good. That's the good karma route. You're going to get good karma by this. Your patience muscles get worked out.
Mikey, they're investment bankers. Get out. They got the money for a hotel room. Get out.
Hey, and before I let the next caller on, I just want to say one thing. I heard what you said, Rizzo. Peoria might have been the first place you ever lived alone, but I want to assure America you are never alone in Peoria. You're one of Peoria's most favorite sons, and I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Mikey T.
You guys have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Mikey T. Appreciate it. Love you in Peoria as always, brother. Colin, they're investment bankers. This isn't,
What's the longest anybody's ever stayed in your apartment? Through the years.
Apartment?
Through the years, and
So
I'll give you this apartment and through the years.
Here's the difference. What did I tell you? If you're my flesh and blood, I'll do anything for you. Okay, My brother and cousin, granted, my apartment in Peoria was giant. Down here, we're paying an arm and a leg for 2 rooms.
Capitalism.
Okay? Yeah, capitalism. But in Peoria, I was getting a nice deal on, we were living the country club life at Prairie Lakes Apartments in Peoria, Illinois. So it was bigger. There were places to stay. And my brother and cousin were the 3 amigos. So they stayed with me for about a week, but that was great for me. I was really alone in Peoria. I didn't have a lot of people coming and visiting me. That was probably the longest. My brother and cousin, my brother worked remotely all week because it was the summer. He worked remotely all week, and he would go to the pool and do that. And my cousin Blake, he'd go to work with me. He loved it.
Well, what about here?
Everyone's gotten a hotel room. No one's actually, as you know.
I know.
And as you let's just say I've had a couple of friends stay for about 3 days. Let's say a couple of love interests would do a Friday to Monday, and they would fly out Monday night. All right? But I haven't done that in a while. It's been almost a year since, we've had love interests fly in to see me. Let's put it that way.
Love interests fly in to see you.
Correct.
It's been a while, though.
Been almost a year. Been almost a year.
888-760-3776.
So to answer your question, 3 days. 3 days. 3 days.
Does that drive you crazy on day
Drives
3?
me Monday, get the hell out.
Right.
I'm driving you to the airport.
All right. Wow. Riviera Beach. Leo in Riviera Beach joins Russo and Rizzo. Leo, what's on your mind?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call, as always. So I was going to say let them stay. It's an active guy that they got the snowstorm going on. They can't help it. But when I heard Rizzo say that they're investment bankers, I was going to say, why don't you live like a king for a day? They can put you up somewhere, like as you guys say, no names please, in a nice hotel. You guys could have a party at the hotel one night or something like that. You know
on a
what
Tuesday?
I mean? And just and live on a Tuesday. Turn up on a Tuesday and have a great time. Somewhere downtown, close to the office, so you don't have to walk far.
Leo,
and,
Leo, God forbid. Yeah, God forbid we get Colin a girl. You meet a girl, go on a date.
So hold on, let me get this straight. So these 2 gentlemen are going to get hotel rooms, and therefore I'm going to get a date out of this?
You might meet a girl. You might
Where?
actually meet a
At
girl.
the hotel in the lobby?
Hell yeah. Might meet a girl in from New York.
Sneak in the message, hey, we got a suite at the so-and-so place.
Come on up.
You guys want to just come by for the after party?
See, Leo's onto something. He's onto something.
Appreciate the call, Leo.
Leo's onto something.
So Leo wants us to throw
a hotel party.
A hotel party on a
like
Tuesday.
That is a hotel party.
Like wake up after the hangover with the lion and with the tiger in the bathroom. Like,
hey, Damien. It's already 8, shorty.
So
I'm on my way.
That's what you want. That's our big solution.
Chingy?
Now, the one thing I agree with is I don't think the investment banker thing has anything to do with it. I think the fact is that the airline probably would have covered a hotel stay because of the cancellations. That I have more of a problem with. So ultimately, I could see that perspective only, not off of the perspective that they have money. That has nothing to do with it. 888-760-3776. We go to Tim in West Palm Beach. Tim, what's on your mind?
Well, I was saying I think Colin should let them stay there, but if it goes beyond Thursday or Friday, then I would think about kicking them out. But they're your friends, they're your lifetime friends. What's a few days if they're taking care of you, if they're taking you out to dinner or they're doing nice things for you, so that way it makes it easier on you at home. It's one of those you scratch their back, they scratch yours. You're allowing them to stay there. They should be doing some nice things for you, so that way they show that they appreciate you.
Yeah, no, Tim. And if this gets to a Thursday or a Friday, then you have the hard conversation. How do you say it to them? Do you just say, "Get out. This has been too long. Go find a hotel"?
Well, you talk to them now. Say, "Hey, what's going on? Like, when are you guys gonna be getting out of here? What's going on?" Or it's like the sooner the better you get out. You really, I would feel bad kicking them out, but if it seems like they're overstaying, if they're overstaying it and not trying their best to get out of it, then I would say something. But if they're doing their best and they're saying, hey, it's like, the airline's telling me I can get out of here Friday or Saturday, it's like, well, then okay. But if it looks like, they're trying to prolong a vacation, then I would then I would say something. But right now they're between a rock and a hard place, and you're doing the right thing. They're your friends, and a couple of days out of a lifetime isn't much to sacrifice for good friends.
Thank you, Tim, for the call. That is perspective. That's wisdom right there, Mike.
Your apartment's too small for that.
It's not too small for that. Mike, it's not too small.
It's too small. Any normal human being would have looked at you and said, brother, I've been here for 4 nights. It's time that I got a hotel and got an actual decent night of sleep and get some work done while I'm still here in Palm Beach. Let me know. Hang on, I'm not done, Kyle.
They slept like babies on Monday night.
Hold on, Kyle. Hold on. Let me know. Let's get some breakfast. I'm around. Let's go out to dinner. I'll buy you some dinner. I appreciate you letting me, stay at your apartment over the weekend. But, yeah, I'm going to get a hotel room. It's what adults do. It's what adults do.
I'm not kicking them out. I can't do that. I can't do that. But you want me to kick them out and throw them to the side of the road. That's all you're looking for. But Tim had some wisdom to it. Damien, you agree? We're my buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're your friends. This is what you signed up for in a friendship. And like he said, it would kind of pay off if maybe they bought you dinner or did something nice for you.
Now, hold on. Are they going to stick out this? Listen, I have like eggs. I have bagels for them. That's there. I said, help yourself. You're
Corp.
Help yourself. Eggs and bagels.
Corp.
Being a little unfair. At that point, I don't know what they're eating throughout the day. I don't know if they're just using their stipend that they get from their banks and they're going down the street and picking up some Publix. But what I do know is I have not seen them eat anything in probably since that meal I cooked them on Monday night.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Well, I haven't been in the apartment. So I don't know if they're eating when I'm gone and then avoiding my cooking routine and the cooking timing. But,
dude, what godforsaken meal are you making?
I've showed you what I eat for dinner. It is fine. It is fine.
Dude, I know this is like the 15th time I've said it. It looks like meal grain. Like that you give the horse, the oats that you give the horse.
Ground turkey, ground beef, rice, it's a healthy organic.
It's like you're pulling carts.
Nothing but fuel. A little bit of a sauce might help with that.
Well, of course, there's seasoning, there's sauce.
There
I do
go.
salsa.
If not, it's so dry, but.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I of course season it properly.
Hold on, I'm trying to go back and find. All right, here's the picture. Hold on. Yeah. All right, hang on. On the YouTube stream, that Colin's
YouTube
food,
stream at ESPN South Florida.
Colin's food. All right, Colin, that looks like a bowl of oats that you're giving to your companion, your steed.
It's like the penguin's birthday at the Bronx Zoo, and they're giving him a special bowl.
Or like go back to Game. If you all my Game of Thrones fans out there, it's what you're giving the horses at night. You know what I mean? They're gobbling that up.
I'm not making them, not in season in South Florida, Palm Beach County, last second. I'm not making them pay for a hotel.
I don't know, man. You figure it out with the hotel. They got, like I said, I'm very spoiled. I'm very spoiled with my family.
And you love capitalism.
You'll
spend. I'm
very thankful.
And just say it. I'll spend. I'll buy anything. You'll buy anything.
I'm very thankful for my wonderful family.
Well, yes,
okay?
but you will also buy anything.
But even here's the thing. At where I'm at right now, 31 years old, absolutely, I'm buying I'm buying a hotel room. But even when I was 23, I'd be able to figure something out. Do you want to know why I would be able to afford a hotel room right now being 31 years old? It's because of my good friends over at Flagler Credit Union, folks. They are helping me achieve my financial goals. I have a personal checking account with them. I have a savings account with Flagler, and I moved here to South Florida. I needed a bank, and I went with the local name. We all know Flagler. I went with Flagler Credit Union. And folks, listen, if you got kids at that expensive college, expensive high school, hell, expensive grade school, preschool, whatever it may be, if you need some fast cash to improve your home, get that new car, home improvements, whatever it may be, think of Flagler. They're a non-for-profit cooperative, and because of that, they will be able to charge you less when you need to borrow money. Visit them online. Visit them online today at flaglercu.org. That is flaglercu.org. I told you what I'm doing with them. Go see what they can do for you. They got 4 locations here in Palm Beach County. I go to the one right here in West Palm Beach because I live in Palm Beach Lakes. See what Flagler could do for you. Again, flaglercu.org, flaglercu.org. Go see what they could do for you.
Ken Kennerly, who's the executive director of the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational, coming up here in that first week of March, March 6th through 8th at the Old Course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton. Is going to join us next, talk about some big special announcements he has on the Hall of Famer side for the NFL. Maybe a couple new names will be at the event. We'll talk about it next. Ken Kennerly joining on Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 1063 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Want to play college football? Register today for the free Orange Bowl Florida High School Football Showcase presented by Baptist Health. Hit the gridiron on Saturday, February 28th at St. Thomas University in Miami Gardens and show off your football skills in front of coaches from across the country for a chance to earn scholarships for college. The event is open to high school juniors and seniors. More than $1 million is awarded each year. Register for free today at orangebowl.org.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports group. 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Top users make between $200 to $300 per month.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GOOD25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GOOD25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Knox in the house, right? And I go by the name of Wyclef. I bought the band.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 with Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. We're streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida and ESPN West Palm on Twitter and Facebook. If you're in the South Florida area, in the Boca area, and you want to see a little bit of golf, but also see some of your favorite football players from all time, you can go check out the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational, March 6th through 8th at the Old Course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton. And we're joined now because there's announcements left and right about who's going to play in this event. It's basically everybody you could possibly think of. I'd like to welcome in the head of the show, the executive director of the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational, Mr. Ken Kennerly, with us now. Ken, how you doing today? What's going on? Ken, are you with us? How are you? Ken, you might be muted on your end. We'll get that situated and we'll get you back rolling here. Well, the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational has already announced some of the biggest stars in football who are, basically they're football ends of stars, but what they do after they're retired is they go and play golf. And they go and play golf, and they play golf, and they play golf, and they play golf against each other. And these guys are actually professional athletes, turn out to be very, very good. And that's what every single NFL, veteran and Hall of Famer who turns around and picks up the game of golf, they become good quickly. I know Marshall Faulk is a famous one who's always been a great golfer. You got guys like Calvin Johnson, Lawrence Taylor have already announced that they're going to be back. Tim Brown is going to be there. And on top of that, you have some major PGA Tour talent as well, former PGA Tour talent from throughout Palm Beach County and throughout the country, really. We'll welcome in Ken Kennerly, the executive director of the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. Ken, are you with us? How you doing today? What's going on?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hear you loud and clear,
go.
Ken.
There we go.
Welcome in a couple weeks away, about 2 weeks away. Talk to me about the excitement level for what you guys have in store this year for the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational.
Well, first of all, thanks for the coverage. Yeah, it's an exciting period. This is our advance week. We were out at just quickly out at Cognizant today. We presented Jimmy Roberts with the Tim Rosenford Award. Rosie meant so much to our great community, so I just wanted to quickly represent that and mention that. But next week is our tournament. I mean, it starts Monday with our women's pro-am, the Christine Lynn Women's Pro-am, followed by our draft party, which is legendary. We're going to have the third largest gathering of Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame members there Tuesday night at the Broken Sound Country Club in their gold jackets, which is really a special, special evening. But it's heating up. I mean, you mentioned it. We're so fortunate this year, being year 2 of the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. More and more guys are coming. More and more guys are going to play. The professional golf side is heating up as well. So overall, it's just going to be a fantastic week.
Now, Ken, big announcements came this week, specifically in regard to new inductees into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and they're going to be joining this tournament in year 1. Tell us a little bit about maybe a special quarterback and a special kicker that are going to be joining the ranks this year.
Yeah, for those follow the pro football, the induction and all that, Drew Brees was inducted and he committed to join us. He's actually going to play in the competition on Friday and Saturday, being a really nice player. So we're thrilled to have him. He came into PJ National to join us for a celebrity event after he won the Super Bowl. So it's great to have Drew in town. And Adam Vinatieri is coming in. I mean, obviously arguably one of the greatest kickers ever, just inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. So he has committed to join us. So it's going to be a terrific event. Newcomers too. We've previously announced Emmitt Smith, Brian Urlacher, the great linebacker from the Bears, and Emmitt being the great running back from the Cowboys. They are joining us as well. Urlacher is going to play in our Legend Shootout Wednesday at 5:00 as well, along with Ed Reed, a new commit too. Ed Reed, a new commit from the Ravens, is going to join us as well. So, the tournament just on the Pro Football Hall of Fame side just continues to get better and better. And I think what we found last year, as we reported, you guys reported so accurately, is we had a lot of great names here. We still have a lot of great names, but this year we have new names and guys that frankly sat on the sideline last year and took a look at what was going on here in Boca Raton at the Old Course at Broken Sound for the James Hardy and said, boy, I didn't realize the scope and the magnitude of what you guys were putting out there, or they just weren't available. So I think every year this is just going to get better and better. Our Friday and Saturday, as you know, those are the first two rounds of the competition. 26 Hall of Famers will be playing in the same 26 groups with the PGA Tour legends, the PGA Tour champions, one in each group with three professionals this year. So it's going to be just fantastic. And again, as you said, the field just continues to grow, and having Drew and Adam and Urlacher and Emmett Smith and Ed Reed, and to join the ranks of Rondé Barber, Tim Brown, Marshall Falk, Thurman Thomas, Richard Dent, LT, et cetera, Calvin Johnson. It just get better and better. I don't even know what to say, frankly. It's the energy level in Boca and South Florida is going to be terrific. The pro side, I do want to focus a little bit on that when you get a chance, but we're having some first timers debut. Zach Johnson's going to debut on the Champions Tour. We reported that last week, as is Ben Crane, as is Ryan Armour. All three are going to debut on the PGA Tour Champions next week at the James Hardy. And then we have some newcomers, guys that haven't played here before. Stuart Sink and Justin Leonard. This will be their first visit to the old course at Broken Sound for the James Hardy. They're very much looking forward to it. I did talk to Justin last night about who he wants to play for. Or play with, rather. He is from Dallas originally, so I think you probably have a pretty good idea who we're going to pair Justin Leonard and his group up with that newcomer and Emmett Smith. So it's going to be an exciting group right there. And Stuart Sink, as I said, is really looking forward to it. And that they join the field of Angel Cabrera, our defending champion, Darren Clark, of course, the Northern Irishman who won the Open and the Senior Open Championship, and the Timber Tech there at the old course at Broken Sound. And Miguel Angel Jimenez will be joining us. And Padraig Harrington, first time here at the James Hardy. Padraig, as you probably recall, won the 2023 Timber Tech Championship, did not join us last year, but is flying over from Ireland literally just for the 1 week and then going back home. So that's quite a testament to Padraig's commitment to joining us at Boca. So there's a lot there. I'm sorry I went on a little bit too much there, Colin and Mike, and it's going to be a fantastic week.
Now, Ken, this is something the NFL guys love doing. This is something that they circle on their calendar every single year and make sure that you're here, that they're here for. How much do they love being here in South Florida for this tournament and being around adoring fans?
This is the second year of the event, and the guys had a great time last year. I mean, Chris Carter was at our media day. He's a local guy from Boca, arguably one of the greatest receivers ever. And he was just raving about the event from last year. Obviously being Boca, he wants to make sure this continues to grow. All of the guys that were here last year, with the exception of one, Andre Reed, because he's injured, are coming back. And that's a testament to your point exactly. These guys now are putting it on the calendar. The challenge, frankly, going forward is going to be, how do we say no to some of these guys? And, not that we'll say no because we have 48 players playing Wednesday and Thursday in the Pro-Ams, but we have only 26 players playing on Friday and Saturday. And we reserve those spots, frankly, to the better players. We don't want to bog down the PGA Tour guys either, as you know. I mean, when you watch Pebble Beach and some other Pro-Ams out there, we do want to be cognizant of the fact that we're still a PGA Tour official champions event and have a great time. But it's going to be great. Warren Sapp's coming back. I mean, he's a hoot. DeMarcus Ware. I mean, the list goes on and on. You guys have probably seen the list. I mean, Jack Ham, Largent, all the guys. So it's going to be just terrific.
And also, Ken, it's an affordable event. Tickets as low as $36. You can bring the whole family and have some fun.
Well, it really is. I mean, we've tried to spread that out. Obviously, we don't want to overprice the people that want to come out and see their great fans. I mean, last year we had people out bringing jerseys, helmets, footballs, et cetera. It was a different audience. I mean, a totally different audience from what we see on the PGA Tour Champions or on the PGA Tour itself. And I think what's so cool, and you guys were there, is these guys are friendly. They're very outgoing. I mean, kids are coming up to them, adults are coming up to them, and they're just having a great time. And coupled with the senior tour guys, the Champions Tour players, nobody says no. I mean, this is a tour made up of guys that are thankful to be out there, and now you bring the legends of football together with the legends of golf. We've got a very, very special week dialed up. And to your point, I mean, it's very affordable. Kids are in for nothing. Military appreciation will be on 16. We have Goslings. Goslings created quite the fun factor up at PGA National, as you know, with the Goslings Bear Trap. They're back again for the second year in a row, open to the public on 16. The Legends Club is our highest form of hospitality. But again, it's all over the board. And then, I referenced earlier the Legends Shootout on Wednesday night, 5:00. We have 3 teams of 2 players each. The teams are made up of a Hall of Famer football and a PGA Tour champion player. So, Ed Reed will be playing in that. Marshall Falk will be playing in that. Brian Urlacher will be playing in that. And they'll be paired with Darren Clark, Pudrick Harrington, and Zach Johnson. So it's going to be a fun 4-hole little skin shootout, 5:00 on Wednesday. Tickets are still available. People can go to our website, JamesHardyInvitational.com. That's Hardy, IE, JamesHardyInvitational.com. Grab tickets for that. And then let me go a day earlier. We talked a little bit about, we all know about the Pro-Am Pairings Party. We call it the Draft Party. We're going to have 36, maybe even 40 Hall of Famers walking around the Broken Sound Country Club, the pool. It's a legendary draft party, where we pick the teams for the Pro-Ams. And, these guys are all decked out in their gold jackets. It's pretty cool. It is the 3rd largest gathering of the NFL Pro Football Hall of Famers on an annual basis. First being, of course, the induction ceremony up in Canton, Ohio. Second being the Super Bowl, as you could expect, and this being the 3rd. And frankly, I think this is just going to continue to grow. We're going to have close to 40 Hall of Famers, walking around Broken Sound, the old course at Broken Sound and Broken Sound Country Club, from Tuesday onward. So it's going to be a pretty special week.
Well, Ken, that's Ken Kennerly, of course, the executive director of the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational, coming up next week at the old course at Broken Sound. Down in Boca. Ken, we appreciate. We're looking forward to the event. Looking forward to all the big names, big stars on the golf side and the football side that you're going to have join. Looking forward to speaking again soon. All right.
Well, thanks, guys, for your support. Look forward to seeing you out there next week.
You got it. That's Ken Kennerly, that executive director of the tournament coming up next week, the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. We'll take a time out here, do a little 5 and 5 next. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The best athletes in the world will compete for the gold. But here in South Florida, you can get the gold. Plan, that is, from EDS Air Conditioning. EDS is yes. EDS Air Conditioning is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. With the EDS Gold Plan, you get numerous benefits, including 2 yearly tune-ups to keep your AC unit world class. Make your family and your nation proud with the Gold Plan from EDS Air Conditioning. EDS is yes. EDSAirconditioning.com.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's
MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit WellingtonInternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Colin to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
The 5 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo, presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. We got Damian Perez behind the glass today. We're at the City Place having a grand old time here on the midweek. Post a little bit of a cold spell end of February, which is rare for here in South Florida, but 40 degrees on Tuesday morning. But it's starting to warm up here. It's going to should be a fairly nice weekend. If you missed any of that first hour, go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. Just go to Russo and Rizzo. If you're in West Palm Beach, you're in Palm Beach County, you're looking to get your baseball fix, the World Baseball Classic just around the corner. You can see that in Miami, but you could also see some spring training right here at Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches. It's underway in West Palm Beach. It's in full swing over at Cacti. Games are being played right here in West Palm Beach. Daily baseball from basically now all through March. It goes by quickly, and the teams will head north before you know it, so get your chances now. Go get your tickets now. Because if you missed it, the Phillies, the Mets, the Cardinals, the Pirates, all in town throughout the week. That's big name matchups happening right now. A different opponent every single day. If you want to go watch the Cardinals, go want to see the Mets, you could do this all over at Cacti Park and all these great places around here in South Florida, because it's basically every single day. You want to go to a day game, want to go to a night game, doubleheader. They have it all covered. Go see all the top talent that baseball has to offer right down the street in a very intimate, fun environment where you can walk around the concourse, take the family, have a great time. That is Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches. Damian Perez, our producer today behind the glass. Damian, how you doing today? What's going on?
Doing great, guys. How are y'all?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's bounce around. Let's do a little 5 and 5, presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU Athletics. Number 1.
All right, this week, the NFL's next rookie class has arrived to Indianapolis to run the 40, catch footballs in underwears, and do the 3-cone drill. Simple. Do you guys give a damn about the NFL Combine?
I used to more than I did now, but then you realize a couple things, especially in the last 5-10 years. Fast guys, let's think about it, of the things you're looking for. Quarterbacks don't throw. Fast people at the receiver position, it does not correlate. Fast people, you can even say a defensive line doesn't really correlate. It's interesting when it's a running back, but you're not thinking about a running back in the draft anymore, because running backs, at least you get towards the latter half of the draft. And then outside of that, if a cornerback, if you're looking at somebody specific, has a 12-foot broad jump, yeah, you're paying attention. Outside of that, what are you really looking to gain? All these guys, either they sit out what they're not good at, and they participate what they are good at. Doesn't really teach you much. Once you get those draft picks in the building, that third-round pick, you can see his combine stats then. But paying attention now, I think you'd really have to be deep diving into the NFL draft, into specific people in terms of speed, hand size, whatever it might be that you're interested in. Other than that, it doesn't interest me as much as it did maybe 5-10 years ago.
I just think it's a date on the calendar for GMs and coaches to assemble. That's what I think it is. And listen, our GMs watching players and stat geeking, I mean, sure, but you mentioned it to me in our pre-show meeting. The good quarterbacks rarely even do anything at these things. Like, a player who's really having a great week is Arvell Reese for Ohio State. Now can't he? He's 6'4", 243, and runs a foursome 4.4, 4.5, 40. I mean, that's you're at the combine to look at, freaks of nature like that. Other than that, I think it's just somewhere where GMs talk, coaches talk, and that these guys mingle at that Italian joint. What, St. Elmo's?
St. Elmo's.
Yeah, my dad was there last night. Who's who there at that joint last night?
It's the only place to go in Indianapolis.
So I view of it more, Ted, put a bow on it. I view of it more as a point on the calendar where new, recently hired head coaches get to talk to the media, and GMs, and you mingle.
You can hear from them.
Yeah, that's it.
But in terms of the learning from the players, I mean, unless you have somebody in mind that you're looking to run a specific 40, you only hear about the bad performances. And guys break records every single year, and it doesn't necessarily correlate. Bench press doesn't really correlate. Christian McCaffrey famously had like 8 reps on the 225.
Right.
And people thought it was DEFCON 5. The guy's had a great career, and he has been one of the best, if not the best, running back for the last 7 years. If you're going to talk about the grand total of it. Doesn't really correlate unless you're there to see a quarterback throw.
I know it's a different sport, but Colin, when Kevin Durant went to the NBA combine, he could barely lift the bar. You know what I mean? Or you think Kevin Durant ended up being good? You got to take all this stuff with a grain of salt. You do. And Anthony Richardson, I think, is the perfect illusion of what the combine does, right? I mean,
you can play yourself into a great draft selection and off of, athleticism, and it doesn't mean anything.
And you got to be careful when it comes to the combine.
Number 2.
By every statistic, the best kicker in the NFL is currently Dallas Cowboys' Brandon Aubrey, and it's safe to say Aubrey wants to get paid like the greatest. For perspective, Harrison Butker is currently the highest paid kicker in the NFL at $6.4 million a year. If I had to ask you two, how much do you guys think Brandon Aubrey is asking for in his next deal with the Dallas Cowboys?
So say that contract again.
6.5 for Butker.
6.4.
6.4.
And he's the highest paid at the moment.
So he's the highest paid at the moment, 6.4. They're going to give Aubrey 8.
Dude, if you ask me, that guy's their second best player behind Dak Prescott.
I don't know.
Colin, you cross midfield, you have 3 points, brother.
He's overrated.
Dude, now you're all right.
He's overrated.
Colin, you cross midfield, you have 3 points.
Why weren't they better?
Because
why did they win more games?
Because their defense was a sieve.
They have bigger problems than a kicker.
What I'm saying is,
Jason Myers of the Seattle Seahawks is the best kicker
as a fan of a football team who has been riddled with kicking issues since the great Phil Dawson retired, I'd give $10 million a year to Aubrey. I'd give $10 million to that guy to come kick. To cross, and granted, Jerry World's never been.
So every time he misses a kick, was a $10 million player.
But still, I mean, Tucker lasted 12 years.
So, Colin, you said $8 million?
I would guess around 8.
That Tucker lasted
that's best kicker of all time.
But what I'm saying is he's right behind him. I think this guy's right behind him.
He's got a big leg.
By the way,
he's not as accurate as Tucker.
Personally, Vinatieri for me, just because of the big-time kicks in postseasons and whatnot, but I get the point with Tucker.
Damien, do you have a number there? Is there something what is he requesting?
He's requesting $10 million.
Yeah. Oh, I was right on the money.
Would you pay him that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
He's their best weapon outside of Dak Prescott. They don't have Michael Parsons anymore. And granted, you can tell me one of the receivers, CD or Pickens, fine. In Jerry World, domed venue. You get to the 40, free 3. Damien,
how many kicks did this guy miss? Let's figure out where he missed from. Right?
Towards the end of the season, I feel like he missed
23 for 20. Yeah, he did. You're right. But all right. So regular season, this past season, Brandon Aubrey went 10 of 10 from 20 of 29. He went 5 of 5 from 30 of 39. Went 10 of 10 from 40 of 49. And 11 of 17 from 50 plus.
Dude, 11 from 17 from 50 plus.
I mean, is that something to write home
That's not
about?
$10 million good, though.
I mean,
not $10 million
at the same
good.
time, he's probably kicking 58-yard fields.
And 2024, he missed 2 from 30-39. Might have been blocked. I'd have to check. 40-49, he missed 2 as well, and then he missed 3
Colin,
from
he
50 plus.
Colin, he kicked a 64-yard field goal this year.
Well, Cam Little did that. He plays for Jacksonville. He broke a 71-yard, and I wouldn't pay him $10 million. You're going to give him a $40 million contract?
He's a weapon.
$40 million contract.
Weapon.
4 years, $40 million?
He is an
You give
absolute.
him, dude, if you saw a 4-year, $40 million with 25 of it guaranteed to a kicker, and he misses 2 in a row, the city's going to burn down.
Maybe.
And you got George
What I'm
Pickens looming, too.
What you guys told me he missed what? So he missed 6 from 50 plus.
Correct.
That's what we're harping on. From 40 to 49, by the way, 10 to 10.
Yeah, I know.
30 to 39. You know how many times kickers screw up the 40 to 49 and poop the sheets? Missed 1 extra point, 47 to 48. I don't know, Colin. I think he's more of a weapon than you guys are giving him
You're going to
credit
give him
for.
$4 million in the next
I think
guy.
he's the best kick. I think he's the best kicker in the NFL. I do. And if that Butker's making 6.5, this guy wants 10.
It's a lot. It's a big difference.
85% of the kicks.
Then let him walk.
You don't need to let him walk.
Then let him walk.
Negotiate.
Then
Don't
what
get him-
happens? You let him walk, and then you bring in God knows who from godforsaken state, and the moment that kid misses a kick, Jerry's an idiot because he let the best kicker in the NFL walk, just like how he was an idiot for trading Michael Parsons, who barely played this year, for a bad Packer team.
Listen, let's just put it this way. Jason Myers is the best kicker in the league, and you don't need to pay him nearly what you would require for Brandon Aubrey. Kicking is a luxury, I agree. I think you only notice it when it's not great. But the way I view it is $40 million contract for a kicker is absurd.
50 plus, I want Aubrey kicking.
50 plus
More than anybody.
11 to 17. It's throwing a coin flip.
Yeah, but listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm locked into Dallas Cowboy games. I'm assuming they were almost 60-yarders that he's missing. Okay? It's not like this is a 50-yard, which is crazy. I'm going to say this is a 50-yard field goal used to mean something. It's not like it's just a 50 on the dot chip shot.
$10 million. You're talking about giving a guy $40 million contract. That just sounds a little intense for me. That's a little intense. Am I wrong there? I mean, let's think about this.
Colin,
kicker contracts. You said Harrison Butker. You know how many guys have a contract worth $25 million? One. And it's Harrison Butker at 25.6. Jake Elliott makes 24. Cameron Dicker makes 22. Jason Sanders makes 22. Jason Myers makes 21. You want to know the funny part about that is, out of those 5 guys, 3 of them are still great. So, listen, is this a guarantee that this guy's going to be an all-time great still in year 3, year 4? That's the one I'd be nervous about.
Luke Little, I can't wait for him to be good in 2 years. Colin's going to have to, foot the bill for $12 million over there in Jacksonville. All right.
Cam
Number 3.
Not Luke Little. Go ahead, Amy.
And Tate Sandell, our guy at Oklahoma,
Yeah.
who joined us, who won the Lou Grozo award.
I had a real issue with how ESPN handled that broadcast when he missed that kick against Alabama.
Why is that?
Because it was a 10-point game, and they acted like he missed the game-winning field goal. It would have cut it to 7, and Oklahoma was never scoring a touchdown in that second half. Go ahead, Dan. I miss college football, if you can't tell. And by the way, last thing, the teams I root for. I got kicking issues in college and in the pros. I would pay $10 million for a kicker. That's all I'm saying.
All right. In a relatively weak quarterback market this offseason, Packers backup quarterback Malik Willis is reported to be valued at $30 million per year, according to Jordan Schultz. At that price tag, do the Dolphins still look like the slam dunk landing spot for Willis? If not, who?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was what I anticipated from the get-go. $35 million, his team seemed to be the market price for a high-value veteran going to his next team. It's cheaper than what Sam Darnold got. And I know with the salary cap expanding, these contracts are continuously going up. If Malik Willis comes in and you think he's going to be any good, all of a sudden, that looks like a bargain. That's what Sam Darnold's contract looks like now. He's making I think $35 million a year.
33 and a half.
He's making 33 and a half. So, and he's got a 3-year contract. It's a bargain. That's a bargain in all things consideration because you're saving yourself $20 million compared to the other guys.
I understand that Darnold and him are very similar because they fizzle.
Darnold had an MVP season under his belt by the time he went to Seattle, but yes.
But they both fizzled out, the point I'm trying to make. But, Colin, am I wrong for saying I think it's too much money for an unknown? $35 million a year.
Now
partner.
you just want to offer $10 million to a kicker. Now you're drawing the line at 30 for a quarterback.
Aubrey's proven.
Kicking
He's
is
proven
a
at
year-by-year
but Colin,
process.
It's a position.
It's a year-by-year thing. These guys fall off the map.
Hear me out. What has Willis done that gives him $35 million
He's played
a
better
year?
than Jordan Love every time he steps in for him. That's what he's done. I don't think he's pro. Yeah, you're right. You're taking a risk. You're taking a risk every time you draft somebody with a first-round pick.
Was the Geno Smith trade a bad trade, hindsight 2020, for the Raiders? Yes. But before that, he took the Seahawks to the playoffs. They won 10 games the year before and were the last team out of the playoffs. A lot of these guys, and you mentioned Darnold and his 14-win season with the Vikings, these guys are getting $30 million, and they've won football games. They've been to the playoffs. Malik Willis has been in the playoffs being a backup quarterback. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say here.
Then who do you want to get? You want to draft somebody? Talk about proven.
Colin, I think 35 is a little unrealistic for a guy who it's
not unrealistic. It's market price. I mean, how the quarterbacks don't get paid $8 million? You want to pay Brandon Aubrey $50 million, but you're going to draw the line
10 a year. You're right. I would give Aubrey the 10 a year that he is wanting. Malik Willis has proven he can be a good backup when he comes in for 2 games.
Outside of Mendoza, where does Malik Willis stand on the guys you can either draft, acquire, or sign this offseason?
You told me to negotiate with Aubrey. Negotiate with Malik Willis because he's not worth 35. I'll end it with that. I don't think
Darnold. You said Darnold wasn't worth 33, or was he?
What I'm saying, but Darnold at least had the 14-win season, brother. I could sit here and tell you how wrong I am on Darnold. Fine. But $35 million for a guy who fizzled out at the place who drafted him. That's all I'm saying.
What do we know? We know that it's all about coaching, and we know that the coaches know him. Obviously, that's going to match made in heaven. I'm not going to say sit here it's worth it, but for a team out of options, that's your best option. So what are you going to do? You're going to play cheap and go get nobody? How do you think they're going to look then?
Listen.
How do you think they're going to look then?
There needs to be a healthy medium between $35 million for a guy who has been a backup his entire career.
$30 million, yes.
And that's all I'm saying. I think that is a bit much.
What is he, 5-1 as a starter since he's taken over? He's 5-1, I believe. He's played well. He's played better than Love. He came in the second Bear game, and he played well.
I tell you all the time, I think Jordan Love's a bit overrated. We should pump the brakes a bit. But at the same time...
You know how much he's making? 55.
But at the same time, I know these are Packer guys, but this isn't the Packers. This is the Dolphins. This is Miami.
That's exactly it. They don't have options. They have no options. They got $70, $60, $99 million tied up to guy number one, who you want to drop for $99 million. You want to talk about now you're being financially literate?
Correct.
You were not financially literate 24 hours ago when you were saying take the dead cap of $99 million for Tua.
You just gave a guy a horrible contract and way too money with Tua. What happens if this guy stinks?
You can get out of that. That's a $30 million 3-year contract.
Still,
you can get out of that next year.
I guess I don't think.
It's not a record-breaking
contract.
Much.
It's too much for a guy who's proved very little in the NFL. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say here. It's a little much for a guy who hasn't proved the damn thing in the NFL.
And what happens when he walks? Then what?
Listen.
Then what? They're going to lose games again.
Listen, it seems like this is a foregone conclusion. Anyway, he's going to be the quarterback regardless. I'm saying $30 million is too much for a guy who has been a backup for 4 years now. That's it. 15, 20.
You know, Justin Fields got 15.
And that's rightfully, properly rated. We've seen more you've seen more good from Justin Fields as a starter than Malik Willis.
Yeah, I guarantee you. We can check right now.
Justin Fields has had better games than Malik Willis.
Has he?
Well, yes, because he's played more. That's the only reason.
He's played more.
You have a sample size, but you have a sample size. You don't have a sample size with this guy, Colin.
Here's the bottom line.
That's the only point I'm trying to make. You don't have any.
Malik Willis, fine. He appeared in 7 games last year. He's 2-0 as a starter, and he appeared in 4 games this season. And he played well in every single game. Is he worth $30 million? Listen, when you have leverage, that's the type of contract you're going to get. That is a cheap quarterback contract. If they like him, and they got 2 Packer guys in the building, and if they like him, you have to sign him. $30 million will look like a bargain if he is what you want him to be.
Little much for a guy who hasn't played. That's it.
I mean, if he can come out there and he's going to be the highest prized quarterback available, when the Cardinals trade Murray and all of a sudden they have nobody to go to, and if they get dropped Tua for nothing, they're going to have nowhere to look to. If Aaron Rodgers retires and the Steelers are going to have nowhere to look, and then if the Jets have nobody to begin with, all these teams are not going to rely on Ty Simpson. Talking about proven. Ty Simpson, and then you got to ride it out for 5 years. At least if Malik Willis stinks, you get out of it a year and a half in.
Number 4.
after the Lakers erected the Pat Riley statue in LA over the weekend. Take a listen to what LeBron had to say when he was asked about what Pat Riley meant to him.
How do you kind of contextualize what Pat meant to you for your career?
For my career, I don't think it's just Pat. I mean, obviously, I think it's just the whole Heat organization. Obviously, went down there with the only goal and the only mindset that I had was to win a championship. I felt like I couldn't do it in my first stint in Cleveland. Tried. I just didn't feel like it was going to be possible. So I needed to figure out my own path and accomplish some goals that I had. I felt like going down there, they had did it. In 06, so like not even 4 years removed. Whatever the case may be, they had a couple down years after that. So I feel like I know how to play the game, and I just, I felt like they could possibly put me in a position where the goals that I had, and I was able to accomplish that.
ESPN West Palm's Theo Dorsey thinks it's a no-brainer that LeBron James should do his farewell tour with the Miami Heat. Where do you think LeBron should finish his career?
Theo took that and ran with it, said he's going to Miami. I mean,
I don't know did he say anything there other than word salad?
No. So
he said he did. He went to a team that got him to a position to make a championship. Done.
Right. Writings on writings on the wall. He's going to Miami. Come on.
I would put the Heat at maybe the 5th or 6th most likely.
God.
5th or 6th.
He ain't going to Miami.
I'd give him 5th or 6th.
The Pat Riley.
Lakers is more probable. The Knicks are more probable. The Cavs are more probable.
Look where Miami is as a team. You think that team needs and listen, I love LeBron, my favorite athlete ever. You think they need an old LeBron? You think that's what Miami needs right now? And listen, before you go, it's better than just making the play-in tournament every year and losing. I don't know. I think the Heat need to figure out the next move that's going to make them elite. It's not LeBron doing his farewell tour. And I'm sorry, listen, to Theo and all the Miami fans out there, he's a Cav, bro. If he's doing his farewell tour, if he's doing a farewell tour anywhere, it's going to be in Cleveland if they want him. And they're going to have to. I don't even think the Cavs want him with where they're at this point.
The Knicks, are more likely. I'd say Golden State is more likely to get LeBron. Cavs, if he wants to do 1 year somewhere, he's going to do something that's meaningful to him. It's not going to be, maybe he was going to try to finish it off on a championship. Join the Thunder if you want to win a championship. All right? So I don't think the Miami Heat are the solution here.
I don't think he's chasing rings.
I don't think he is either.
I think he just...
I think he either wants to play with somebody special, whether that's Steve Kerr and Steph Curry and make it big, whether it's to play in a famous arena and play for a famous brand, the New York Knicks, or whether it's to play in front of your hometown people and play for Cleveland. Those are the three things I would say. Unless he wants to stay in LA for another year.
Obviously.
I think he's done with LA. I would make a guess.
I think LA's done with him, too.
I just think they'd give it 1 year somewhere else. That's what I think's going to happen.
I think LA's done with LeBron as well. I think we found that out right before the All-Star game. But the most sense is, and yeah, Colin, maybe, a little Cleveland in me. But what makes sense is the Cavs. What makes sense is the Cavs.
Golden State would be fun, too.
No.
I could see him do that.
That dude, he can't do that to his legacy. Have all those great battles versus the Warriors.
It's just giggles.
No thanks.
It's not for anything like that.
No thanks. Michael and Kobe never played for,
Well,
right?
Michael and Kobe didn't play for 3 teams.
But what I'm saying is, it'd be like LeBron playing for the Celtics, who he had a lot of hard battles for when he played for the Heat and the Cavs. Like, you can't go play for the villain, for the rival. That's my 2 cents.
Well, he went to the Lakers. I mean, we're talking about a villain. I mean,
but to be fair, he never really faced off against LA. He never had those marquee matchups against the Lakers.
I guess. I mean, you could say the same thing about the first time he went to Miami. I mean, now we're taking the high road. LeBron's too carried about his legacy.
Well, he's
built super teams everywhere.
For me, I think if he ended up seeing him in the Warriors, I don't think I'd be able to watch the NBA all year. I don't think I'd be able to watch a game all year.
Anything changing with that? Has that changed?
Listen, I watched Harden fracture his thumb last night and be proud of me. Okay. I was all excited for the Cavs, and then, busted thumb.
Number 5.
Last but not least, last weekend Olympic hockey took the world by storm. While Team USA was celebrating in Miami and going to the State of the Union, Canada's silver medal just got worse. Pittsburgh Penguin and Canadian captain Sidney Crosby is now out for at least 4 weeks due to the injuries sustained in the Olympics. Crosby had only missed 3 games in the past 5 seasons combined before this. Should Penguins be mad with the World Baseball Classic around the corner. Should baseball fans not want their favorite team stars playing at the World Baseball Classic?
Well, this happened with Kevin Fiala, too, of the Los Angeles Kings. He's out for the year. Mikko Rantanen, another big star for the Dallas Stars. He's going to be out for a couple weeks, I believe, as well. So, I mean, this is what happens. But, I mean, I used to be on the side of they're not paying you. You shouldn't have an obligation to represent them. But that was larger than life. Being involved in that is larger than life. Being involved in an Olympic run is larger than life. If it's a couple weeks, big deal. If you get hurt for the season, it's really unfortunate. But you can't sit here and tell a hockey player, a prideful hockey player, to not play in a couple extra games in the most storied type of matchup a hockey player can possibly get, and that's the Olympics. Same thing with the World Baseball Classic. It doesn't have the allure, doesn't have the striking distance of the Olympics. I think it was 26 million people watched on NBC and Peacock on Sunday morning. And it was more like 18, 19 million on NBC specifically. For a pre-9 a.m., that just tells you all you need to know, that the public interest, the eyeballs, the promotion of the sport, can't tell players to back that off. And I think the baseball players, you got to be under the same impression because they play 162. If they get hurt in 5 of them, that's just bad luck.
Damian, you and I are both world football watchers and lovers. I have no issue with them playing for their team. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. And to take it even a step farther with world football, I've seen guys like Lisandro Martinez for United not be available for Manchester United, not playing any games for a month and a half, and then all of a sudden he's magically healthy when Argentina has a key fixture. So I'm used to this kind of stuff. It's just, you got to let the guys represent their country. That's my 2 cents on it. I'm fine.
Goes beyond the money at that point.
I'm beyond fine. Like, for instance, Jose Ramirez, and if he gets injured, the Indians are done. So don't get it twisted. But, I don't have an issue with Jose going and playing for the Dominican Republic here in the next 2 weeks.
Well, when Edwin Diaz got hurt in a celebration, that's where it was just, you sit there and say that's bad luck. That could have happened walking down the street. You can't necessarily pin that on the event. That's where you get a little, we're overthinking it.
It sucks.
These guys are athletes at the end of the day. You got to let them play. You can't draw. You could prevent Edwin Diaz from going on a ski trip and getting hurt that way. But you can't prevent him from playing baseball.
Playing some pickup basketball or, something like that.
You can't prevent him. Excuse me. Second time, you got to stop hiccuping on the air.
I can't help it, kid.
It's the second time this happened in 2 days. I think it's the first 2 times it's only happened. You got to stop hiccuping on the air.
I can't help it. I couldn't help it. It happened.
What you can't help is who you're just going to represent you when you get into a little bit of a fender bender. Been a car accident, truck accident, slip and fall down the stairs. My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. They're here to fight for you. They don't charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. They are the best in the business. They got my back. They can get yours too. Don't settle for anybody. Go get the best. Go get Anajar and Levine. Take that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call the free consultation. Today, call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control of Anajar and Levine. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Damian Perez. Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Every great performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
Responsibly disposing of unwanted medical syringes or sharps and expired prescription medication is critical for public safety and environmental preservation. Do not put sharps or pills into garbage or recycling bins. The Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County does not accept them at any of their facilities. Contact Florida Health Palm Beach County to learn how to responsibly dispose of your sharps. For pill drop-box locations, contact your local police department, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, or visit pbcdrop.org.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Come to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium on Saturday, March 21st for Pickleball Day, presented by Florida Power and Light. Purchase a special game day package which includes a reserved box ticket, a Cardinals and Marlins pickleball paddle, and a chance to meet and greet the Palm Beach Royals pickleball team as part of a pregame clinic on the concourse. After the game, kids can run the bases and everyone can enjoy a post-game concert. Purchase your Pickleball Day package at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Well, if you're a Dolphin fan and you don't want them to sign Malik Willis to a $30 million a year contract, however many years that is, you want to get your blood pressure checked, you go over to Men's Only Medical with Doc Allen. He'll get you right.
Absolutely. And folks, you can even do what I'm doing. That's the weight loss and nutrition management. Now, it's coming to that good point where shirts are getting a little baggy. My pants are starting to get a little big. It's all because of my good friend Doc Al over at Men's Only Medical. I talk about it all the time with what I'm doing, but let's try to figure out what you could do. Go see Doc Al on North Dixie Highway. Go see him at Men's Only, or rather, go find more information at mensonlymedical.com. The things that are flying off the shelves right now are the peptides. The peptides are the talk of the town over at Men's Only Medical. It is the one-stop shop men's health clinic, anti-aging skincare, expert cardiovascular health care. If you got problems with your ticker, you got some things going on with your heart, your blood pressure, whatever it may be, go let Doc Al take care of it for you. And one thing that I did want to mention with the weight loss and nutrition program is the Staiku body fat test. It's almost that time where I'm stepping back on the machine and seeing how much body fat I've lost and how much I'm dealing with. So go see what Doc Al could do for you. That's mensonlymedical.com, or go see him on North Dixie Highway. And don't forget the concierge healthcare service where I could call Doc Al. He's my primary doctor. I could call Doc Al and he could get me in as soon as that day. That's mensonlymedical.com, mensonlymedical.com.
Damian Perez, our producer behind the glass today with Colin Russo and Mike Rizzo. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. They reported at the Combine amongst these general managers and front office employees is that Malik Willis, who is a free agent quarterback out of Green Bay, who has played well in the absences of Jordan Love both 2 years ago and this past season, is going to be sort of in demand with the lack of quarterbacks available this offseason. The number being floated around that is, quote, a foregone conclusion is about $30 million a year. Damian Perez is our in-house third party. What would you say to this number specifically?
I mean, it really comes down to what you said last segment. What's Miami going to do if it's not Willis? It's not Tua. you don't have the leverage. I mean, they're gonna have to pay him if they're gonna want, I guess, a competent quarterback that can possibly get you into the playoffs.
And would you say that any other option, Kirk Cousins is of the world, if you get him cheap, or I mean, Kyler Murray doesn't make any sense because it's one big contract for the next. But somebody like that or go young would not be an option?
I'd shoot my shot with Willis. With all the moves we've made up to now, bringing all those guys in from the Packers, I mean, it only makes sense.
And Mike, you disagree with this?
6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in his career. $30 million?
Hey, give me an alternative. See, Mike, your plan for the Dolphins is drop Tua and then just figure it out. That's your plan.
Yeah, I rather do a Quinn Ewers year than $30 million to a guy who's thrown for 6 touchdowns. Maybe this guy's a franchise quarterback. Maybe I'm missing the mark here. Okay, but 422 yards, 3 touchdowns, 550 yards, 3 touchdowns as a backup, and you don't want to look what he did in Tennessee. And to be fair, he never really got a good shot in Tennessee. He was overdrafted. He had no business being a first-round pick. I am a firm believer in redemption arcs and second chances. But $30 million for 6 touchdown passes in 4 years, that's it. That's all I'm trying to prove. Like, you mentioned Justin Fields. I think that's a good measuring stick for him. Fields has looked worse or rather, he's looked bad more than he's looked good. I'll admit that. But there is a lot more tape of Justin Fields being an NFL quarterback than Malik Willis. $30 million on a whim. You're going to give this guy $30 million on a whim and hope that he's able to do it. And to answer your question, I guess I don't have a better chance, or a better option.
Well, that's the problem.
Quinn Ewers or go get a Marcus Mariota, go trade for a Marcus Mariota and give him $5 million a year. You know, you could figure it out that way. $30 million, though, Colin, for a guy who's thrown 6 touchdown passes and has looked good in a system that has done a good job of breeding quarterbacks for 30 years.
You say the same thing about Sam Darnold with Shanahan. I mean, it's a coaching league.
I'm trying to think of the last recent case study with Green Bay. It's Matt Flynn. It's when Matt Flynn went to Seattle, and obviously Russell Wilson became Russell Wilson. They gave him a contract. You never really saw him be on the field because Russell Wilson became an all-pro. But, like, I don't have much to kind of correlate, to compare this to.
Darnold.
But Darnold, he won 14 games with the Vikings.
Darnold on the San Francisco 49ers.
But they give him the Vikings. They give him $30 million.
Right, he was supposed to be their backup. It almost worked out. Look how it came about.
How much would you give Mac Jones, who's in a similar situation?
Not $30 million.
How about that? Well, let's think about it.
And he's had an MVP. Sorry, he's had an All-Pro. I know everyone makes that damn Pro Bowl.
It's all because of the draft class. That's the only reason. That's it. The draft class stinks. You talk about you don't want to get on the hook for $30 million for 2 years. How about getting on the hook for a first-round pick that stinks for 4 years? That's where you get burned.
You're better off with going with the Quinn Ewers for a year then, or you're trading for a current backup that would be $10 million, $5 million, $30 million.
They won 11 games 3 years ago, 8 games the year after, and 7 games last year. I know they axe basically everything involved in the terms of front office and coaching, but I'm under the impression that the Dolphins think they could turn this around quickly. You think they want to get a new coach and a new general manager and embrace a tanking? You think they want to do that? That's not their solution. Teams don't operate like that. Players are playing for incentives. They're playing for stats. They're playing for contracts. They don't do that.
I just think the number is a little unrealistic. That's it. And maybe these guys in the front office think that he is the franchise guy and think that they could turn him into a franchise quarterback. That's why they're getting paid the big bucks to be general managers. You know, they came from that Packer GM tree, coaching tree, whatever you want to call it. And Colin, if they think he's the guy, fine. All I'm saying is it's a little much for a guy who doesn't have a lot of experience. That's it. That's it.
It is a lot. I agree with you that it's a lot, but I understand market value. The salary cap is going up every single year. It's going up by about $20 million a year. So these teams are getting more and more money. $30 million, comparatively to the guys who are going to continue to sign $60 million contracts, the next big stars that are going to sign big extensions, Drake May is going to get 60 plus. I mean, all these guys who are young, Jaden Daniels is going to get 60 plus. Caleb Williams, if he continues on the track he is going to get 60 plus. If they're going to give $30 million for 3 years with a fat signing bonus, financially incentivize him to play well, that would make sense. It would. Because for a team that thinks they could win 9-10 games, sneak into the playoffs, that's what they're looking for. I don't know if he's any good. That's the problem. You take a gamble every time you waste a first round pick on a quarterback too. And there's a higher % chance that this guy's pretty good than there is a random first-round pick. I would say that.
That's fair. That's fair. I just that's it. Just a little much. That's my final on it. It's just a little. It's a little too much for me, guys.
It's more than just a dart throw because we got guys who just came to the Dolphins, the GM and the head coach, who have seen him behind the scenes. So it's more than just, I think, closing your eyes and make a pick.
And Damien, I also think it speaks volumes how bad the position is in the league right now.
There's not a lot. Yeah,
there's not a lot of good quarterbacks
for this
in the
year.
league.
There's not a lot of talent.
And to be fair, you don't really need that listen, we saw the Seattle win this year. I mean, Darnold wasn't anything incredible in that Super Bowl. He had a good run. You give him credit. He had a crow. But it's like, it's not like he was the reason they won that Super Bowl. The defense and the Patriots playing themselves into a shoot were the story of that game. So the days of needing the franchise guy and one,
I don't know if I'm willing to say that, but it's possible to win the Seattle way.
Yeah, I just, I think the league is starting. We're not going to be seeing the gunslinger, I think, era of Roethlisberger and Rodgers and Rivers and the Manning brothers and the Bradys. I mean, even go back even to Trent Green, who's putting up crazy numbers. Like, I just don't. Marino, I don't know if you're going to see that quarterback anymore. There's like two of those guys in the league right now.
He's one in Chicago.
Listen, you're the one who's down on Williams.
Fine.
Down on Williams.
Point being, what the Miami Dolphins are looked at, they're like, all right, case studies. Do we want to find the Patrick Mahomes and then build the team around him, or do we want to build the team and find the guy who could plug and play it? We looked at what the Seattle Seahawks were able to accomplish. They built great special teams. They hired a defensive-minded head coach. John Schneider is a Packer guy at the end of the day. They did that. They built a good offensive line. They had a couple years with a Geno Smith, who everybody thought was crazy to start him, and they actually saw a little bit of success until they found their Darnold. And what is step one to what the Miami Dolphins do in their rebuild? They take a good long look at Seattle, and they say, let's go get a couple Packer guys in the building. Let's get a defensive-minded guy in the building, and let's find either a guy who's going to stick around or a bridge to get us to our next guy that's fairly, cheap. That's probably what they're thinking. If we could build it the way of the Patriots versus the way of the Seahawks, we choose the Seahawks. And maybe that's how the cards they've been dealt are.
But listen, what to your credit, and something I actually do agree, if you don't pay the ransom, I'm calling it, of $30 million a year for Malik, you're really out of options, mate. You don't have options.
You got to reach on somebody in the draft.
The draft is lousy. You could trade for a Marcus Mariota type. That's how bad it is. I can't even give you a name. Some Marcus Mariota type you could pay $5 million to be a placeholder for.
Go see if Anthony Richardson will play for you for a year.
And I also think the Dolphins and this new brass are finding out it's hard to be the 7-win, 8-win team. To not have and listen, not that the quarterback is even there this year, besides Mendoza, but you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You don't have a draft pick to get the best quarterback on the market. No one is in the market of trading franchise quarterbacks, and you're left with trading for a guy who a lot of people around the league think are ready to ascend into a starter. It's a tough spot to be in. I think $30 million is just a little too much, Cal. That's it.
With Malik Willis being floated around as making potentially $30 million from Combine Week, and the Miami Dolphins being the heavy favorite to sign his services at that position this coming off season, with two Packer guys in the building and then a Packer backup. 888-760-3776. Would that be ludicrous for the Packers to sign Malik Willis to a contract, or the Dolphins to sign Malik Willis to a contract like that? If they were to give him 3 years, $30 million per, and however many guaranteed, is that completely out of the question? Can you warm up to that idea? 888-760-3776. And before we get started, no, they are not going to tank. Teams and new coaches see too many worsts to firsts to embrace that ideology. 888-760-3776. Go get your baseball on at Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches, because spring training's here. It's in full swing. Baseball feels closer at Cacti. True spring training experience, you could get that just down the road here in West Palm Beach. Games are being played right now. The season's going to go quickly. All these teams are heading back up north soon, and you could see some big-time matchups on the way. You still got teams like the Cardinals who are going to be coming here frequently, the Mets who are going to be coming here frequently. The Phillies were here earlier in the week. All these big-name teams, all these big-name stars in one spot, and it's an intimate environment. You can go check out Fireworks Night, check out Bark in the Park Night. Go bring the family, bring friends, meet people down there for drinks. You can do it. It's easy to get down to right off Military Trail in Haverhill. It is Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches. We'll close out the program next. It is Damian Perez, Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, which Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Hey, ref, timeout, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man!
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and when it comes to the NBA, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I want it all. Thursday, it's the Heat and 76ers. Road pressure, no shortcuts. Coverage starts at 6:30 right here on ESPN 1063.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
The 5 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo, presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage with Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Damian Perez. If you missed any of the program, go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Just go to Russo and Rizzo. Go to YouTube at ESPN South Florida or Twitter and Facebook at ESPN West Palm. We are live every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. right here on your radio dial as well, ESPN 106.3. If you want to get your betting on, you want to get in on the games, in on the action, go no place other than Hard Rock Bet.
You got hoops, you got hockey, and plenty more with Hard Rock Bet, plus all of the great same-game parlay, live betting, and player prop options that you're completely used to. Folks, take advantage of those same-game parlays, player props, and all the great stuff Hard Rock Bet has to offer. Sign up with Hard Rock Bet today and double your winnings on your first 10 bets. That's a maximum of $50, but that's right. Your winnings are doubled on your first 10 bets. If you would have won $100 on your bet, make that $200. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today and take advantage of all of the great offers. Colin and I we're gearing up for a big college basketball conference championship weekend coming up here soon. We're going to be making our MLB future picks, all of that with Hard Rock Bet. Offer by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or a friend have a gambling issue, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. That's 1-833-PLAY-WISE. Now, my ticket cashed last night for the Cavaliers that I bet with our good friends at Hard Rock Bet. I took the Cavs at 7 points, but Harden busted thumb. I was really regretting that one last night watching that.
Classic Harden experience.
Classic Harden, but you let me cope. I appreciate you with letting me cope for a little bit. The Cavs were 5-1, 6-1 in the 7 games that James Harden played. So let me get this straight, Kyle. He's not going to play for about the last month. And then he's going to come back for the playoffs and just stink up the joint.
Play a couple good games, and then the elimination game, he'll have the worst game you ever see a basketball player play.
Well, the good news is, as a Cavalier fan the last couple of years, we can't get out of the second round anyway, so I'm pretty used to it at this point. I thought that there was a real chance in the Eastern Conference with kind of how, I think, unknown. I don't even want to say weak. It's just it's really unknown outside of the Knicks and the Cavaliers.
And Detroit.
But, JB Bickerstaff, known phony in the playoffs. So
well, give him a chance here. He's done a great job.
He has, and he
did
did
better than he ever did with Cleveland.
But he turned him around though. He turned the Cavs around. That's what he does. He is the ultimate, help me out, Kyle, floor raiser. The ultimate floor raiser. He just struggles to get to that next level. But maybe you're right. Maybe this is the year for JB to break through. And the Pistons. Listen, the MVP situation is a little interesting too, Kyle, because right now, I was talking with our content director, Brian Rowitz. A lot of the guys who are up for the MVP, they haven't even played the minimum games. That's where we're at with this league. The guys who are up for the MVP haven't even played the minimum 65 games that you need to play. They're not on track to play the 65 games that they need to play in order to win the award.
That's a good rule.
I agree. But what I'm saying is, isn't that a bit of a disgrace? Kate Cunningham might win it out of default.
But it's a good rule though. So
I'm not saying it's a bad rule. What I'm saying is that's where we're at.
They've gotten hurt. They're not load managing their way to 17 games missed. I mean, they're getting hurt.
But I also think, like, here we are, NBA, the talk of the town is the tanking and all that. And now, the MVP award's going to go to maybe someone who doesn't even deserve it. I don't know. Unless it's my team right now, Colin, I'm tremendously down on it. I'd have no interest in watching the Thursday night, Wednesday night games.
The theory is Jokic is being thrown around. He's got one game he can miss. It's like 24, 25 games left, and he has to play 23 of them. And that's in order just to be eligible. But it's a good rule at the end of the day. You cannot.
Yeah, you can't play 50 games and win the league.
I believe
MVP.
It's only happened twice. Like maybe back to the Bill Walton days, and maybe Giannis one of his years he played 63. But outside of that, I'm for it. So if they get punished for it, fine. You got to play more. And honestly, that costs NBA players a lot of money because if they do not get awards considerations, they also do not get All NBA consideration. And if they don't get All NBA
those are incentives,
consideration,
right?
Those are major max contract incentives. You sign a super max, you have to make All NBA teams. And if you don't you're going to cost yourself tens and tens of millions of dollars at least. So it's a good rule. I mean, I don't know. The thing about the MVP is, guess what? There's 25 games left. So there's a good chunk of the season to kind of get into it. I saw that on TV the other day. It was Monday morning, and I saw on TV they were doing Jaylen Brown MVP odds. I'm like, it was right after the hockey, the USA Canada, and I was thinking, Jaylen Brown MVP. I mean, we don't even know. He could get hurt. He could twist his ankle.
Yeah.
Missed 8 games, and all of a sudden he's not eligible anymore. This can happen to anybody. And with these guys getting hurt, and it happens, 4 or 5 games, you twist an ankle, you get a back spasms, whatever it might be, then you're out. See ya. No incentives for you. And it's a good rule. Gets guys on the court. Completely in favor of that. I can't make a declaration of who do I think is going to win it.
It's way too early, but I'm just saying, like, it's
a good, but that's a good problem. It's a good problem to have.
And then I apologize. Like, injured, like, these guys are injured. Like, to Colin's credit, it's not just all, and it made it sound like I was trying to say that.
Gilgeous Alexander hasn't played. Like,
correct.
He's been hurt.
And it's not all load management like how I was making it out to be. It's just, I feel like it's one of those years for the NBA. They need a tremendous playoff run, Colin. That league needs a good playoff run.
They had a great playoffs last year, so building off it again, maybe in a couple of weeks when it gets started around April 18th, I believe that first NBA Saturday is. So you get that to look forward to on that front. The Florida Panthers getting back into it tomorrow night. They got the Maple Leafs at home. They begin a stretch where in 49 days they play 25 games to make up for the lost time with the Olympic period. Maybe it helps them getting a little bit healthier. I saw Matthew Tkachuk with his gold medal was at Elbow Room in Fort Lauderdale. Did you see that? Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
I'm fine with it.
It's the only type of athlete that could get away with that.
Yeah.
He's an NHL hockey.
Didn't they have the dancers do the national anthem?
I did see that at Club 11 in Miami. They had the performers, so to speak.
My brother says quickly about 11. You don't have $5,000, you can't go.
Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Damian Prez. See you tomorrow. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Whether it's a